Believe it or not, every once in a while I like to make a video here on YouTube that actually helps someone as opposed to just entertainment. So today I thought I would make a video showing you how to inexpensively fix a drafty window or an older window that you really don't want to spend the money to actually replace. In order to film this video, I came up to our loft where we live in like a log style cabin. We have high ceilings. Down here, this is basically where all the heat's generated, and it comes up through here and it sits up here. Unfortunately, we have these older windows that, here I'll pull this up. These are just wooden windows, and they are pretty drafty. And I can actually feel cold air coming in through here at the bottom. And then over here especially, you can see the previous owner even put some of that, let's see if I can lift this up. He put some of this stuff in here that helps seal the window when it comes down a little bit, but it just ain't cutting it. So what I ended up purchasing was some of this stuff. This is Frost King window insulation kit. This comes with 3 pieces of plastic in it, which the plastic basically just goes over the window here, and then it has some adhesive that goes around like this, and then you use a blow dryer to take out all the slack in that, and it somehow seals the windows up pretty well. We've used this once before in our apartment where we used to live. We had electric heat, which was pretty expensive, so I was trying to save some money. This was $6.99. So I guess what we'd had to determine is if this thing actually saves us any money. I'm going to install it just to see how we make out. Along with the kit, the only other tools you'll need for this project is a blow dryer and a pair of scissors. Pretty simple. Your first step's going to be to remove any curtains that you may have up. And that's pretty simple. They just come off just like that. This came off in one piece. You set that aside. And now for the next step, you have a decision to make. You have to decide if you want to keep these blinds closed all winter or if you want them open, because once the plastic's over this, you're not going to have another opportunity to access the thing to turn them. So I'm just going to leave them as they are. They're kind of in a closed position. I think that may also help keep some of the cold air out. Inside the kit, you'll find 3 pieces of plastic. These are very generous sizes. They're 42 by 62, so this, I'm only probably going to use half of them for this. The other half, I don't know if I'll be able to reuse for any other windows, but I'll have one extra no matter what happens. And then this is the tape that is going to go around just like this. So that's going to be your next step, is to run this all along. Now I've decided to do each of these windows separately, so I'm going to run this from here to here, and then I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. So this will make 2 separate, completely separate sheets. So let's get started with the first window here. Now this tape's pretty simple. You don't have to be too particular about this. I just try to make sure it's all flattened on there. You don't really even have to make sure it's that straight. Just kind of run it across, just like I'm doing here, and press it down. I'm doing this in the most center part of this window. You're going to have so much extra that you can really afford to go over. I'm just going to make sure we have a really nice seal. Once you get to a side like where I'm at now, you just want to give this a cut right there. And you start your new row just like that and bring it down, and you're going to do the same thing for each square. So I won't bore you with the details of that. We're just going to get this done, and I'll show you the next step. And here's how it looks with the whole window done. Like I said, I went around each side independently. There's a hook there which didn't interfere. I did remove the hook that was over here. It was kind of too close to the side there, so I had to take that one out. So the next step, starting with this window, which is the first one I worked on, you just start peeling the back side of this tape off. So I'm going to do that next. Next, you're going to take your plastic, and being pretty generous with it, you're just going to take it and put it up just like that and run your hand across there. You don't have to worry about this being anything fancy. Just get it on there and make sure it sticks. So you can run over the sides quite a bit and come down like this. I don't know if you can even see the bottom, but this is how we're doing the sides right here. So just come down like that. Make sure you leave a little bit of space in there. Make sure you have enough on each side to go the whole way around. So hopefully you can see that. Like I said, just make sure that is something with the plastic is attached to the tape. And now my favorite part, and how this process really ends up working, is you take a blow dryer and you're going to take an even heat and go all the way around this thing. And what that does is it contracts the plastic and really makes this airtight. Okay, take a closer look at that. Now you can see how tight this is here. Obviously there's some excess, which that'll be your next step, is to cut this off. But you see how tight that plastic is? You can't really notice it too much. But all the corners are sealed up really well. So now you just cut this excess off, and you can see how much they give you, like I was talking about earlier. So we'll cut that, and this will look like a pretty professional job. Here's the finished window. You can take a look at it here. Everything is super tight. Looks pretty professional, I think. You can't even tell anything's on there. So we're going to do the same thing for this window here, and I'll be back with you with the final result. Here it is, all finished. All the plastic's on. I got both windows done, the curtains back up, and this is a done job. The only thing you need to determine when buying this stuff is it actually going to save you money? Obviously the labor is super easy. It didn't take me long at all to get this done. But is it going to save you money? That's the important thing. That's the whole reason that you're buying this. Like I said, I paid $7 for this. This is just from a local store. You could probably find it cheaper online, but that is just for 3 windows. So if you have a monster house where you're putting this on every single window that you can, and you're doing it at the cost of $2 a window, you need to determine what your heating costs are and decide if that is going to save you enough money. As far as I'm concerned, if just doing these 2 windows, if I paid $7 for that, that's only $3.50 per window for the whole heating season. So if I can save $8 from now until the end of March or whenever we turn our heat off, I consider that a worthwhile investment, because this little bit of labor that I put in wasn't bad at all. So just determine what your heating costs are. If it's super high, this is definitely going to be easier to pay off. If your heating cost is pretty low, or if you're heating with wood, or something along those lines. We have natural gas, so our heat isn't that expensive, but I figure any little bit to help insulate this place is going to be good. Obviously I'd like to replace these windows sometime in the future, but that just isn't a possibility right now with the cost of it. So I know a lot of other people are in that same position, and this might be an alternative for you. So if you find this stuff, it might actually work for you, but make your own decision. I hope this video is helpful, and thanks for watching.